Okay, let's get into Chapter 8. Chapter 8 is a very short chapter. I believe it is the shortest chapter in the book. And you're mostly going to go to your AIA documents when you get a contract question. But there is some that they will pull out of here. I don't think they're pulling that many questions out of this chapter, but it is good information in this chapter. I'll show you where I got a few questions from. So this is what I have highlighted for the index. If you want to pause and highlight that, and then here too. And then right here, what is a contract? There are several definitions. One that seems to best communicate the concept is mutual or of assent to particular duties or obligation, which is supported by consideration. Right here, 3 essential terms of a construction contract: quality, time, and price. Written or oral. Read this. I had 2 questions on the test from this right here, written or oral. Oral construction contracts and subcontracts that are capable of being performed within 1 year are enforceable. Oral contracts for the purchase and sale of materials only of a value of less than $500 are enforceable. And then it says here, the law requires that certain agreements must be in written to be enforceable. In the construction setting, the following agreements must be in written to be enforceable. Here you go right here. So make sure to know this. An agreement that cannot be performed within 1 year of its making, an agreement to arbitrate, an agreement for the purchase of sales and goods having a value of more than $500. So make sure to know where this is exactly and to know what to do with it. Unlawful contracts. The law will not enforce a contract that has an unlawful purpose. In the construction setting, a couple examples of illegality or unlawful contracts are a contract not being licensed to perform the work undertaken. Fixed price contracts. Agrees to perform all the work described in the contract in return for payment of a stated price. Allowances. Budget number that is plugged in for the purpose of reaching an overall fixed price or budget, yet allows for a variation if the budgeted amount of the specific allowance item is or exceed or not all used. Allowances are very helpful for situations where materials quality, the quality of some work or materials, and then control of price fluctuations. Cost plus contracts. So I think it's, what chapter is it that goes over? I think it's risk management that also goes after contracts as well. Let me see. You can easily find this. Let's find it. So contracts, it's chapter 8 and then chapter 3, excuse me. In chapter 3, they go over this. I can show you. Chapter 3. Oh, let's look at the index. That'll be easier than having to go through. All right, so contracts. So if I want to see cost plus contract, it's not here, of course. Okay, let's see types of contracts. Types of contracts. See, 8.7. So it's leading here of the types of contracts. And then I can go to, where to go? 378, and it explains the same thing. Let's see. Yep, has the types of contracts as well. Cost plus contracts, and right here, cost plus contracts. Just to give you guys an example that sometimes there's 2 ways to find the answer in the book. So we got the cost plus contract, and then guaranteed maximum price, GMP. Make sure to know what GMP stands for. One contracting entity. Implied terms. The following are implied terms supplied by law if not otherwise addressed expressly in the agreement. Contract terms. So express terms. A cost plus contract may or may not have a guaranteed maximum price. There. Retainage, typically 10%. Most of you guys probably already know that. And then the clauses are enforceable in Florida where they are clearly expressed. That's contingent payment or time of payment clauses. Liquidated damages. The parties may agree to a liquidated number of dollars per day to recoverable for delay that extend the date of substantial completion or final completion. A liquidated damage clause is enforceable unless it is a penalty. Waiver of consequential damages. Indemnity clause. Common law, indemnity only applies if the innocent party is completely without blame. Under the law, a contract may be terminated for material breach. Notice of defect and opportunity to cure. Design defects. There is a Florida statute that provides that unless opted out by contract with respects to construction or design of defects, this is a right of any person who is considered being sued by an owner to receive a written notice of defects and have an opportunity to inspect and cure the alleged defect. Right here, statutes of limitations. So, to put an end to disputes in pursuit of the second purpose, there are statutes of limitation. The statutes of limitation for a written agreement in Florida is 5 years. Remember, if they ask you the statute of limitation for a written agreement in Florida, it's 5 years. 5 years. Okay, the statute, this I had on my test. The statute of limitation for an oral agreement for negligence or for other causes of action arising out of design or construction is 4 years. With respect to the 4-year statute of limitation, there's also a statute of response that relaxes the statute. The statute of repose. So extends the statute of limitation to 4 years when the defect is found or should have been found with the exercise of due care, but in the event no longer than 10 years from completion. An action to recover wages or overtime is limited to 2 years. Reasonable value of work performed. Punitive damages. Punitive damages are not recoverable for breach of contract. All right, there's chapter 8. Very short chapter, and we're going to get into chapter 9 now.